In conflict-affected and fragile states, inequitable access to education can often be a cause of conflict. Education reform in conflict-affected contexts is an opportunity to correct historic barriers that have held individuals and groups back for years. Access to safe and protective learning facilities can help affected people cope with their situation and establish normality in their lives. What are the strategies for ensuring conflict-sensitive education? Here are some practical strategies informed by the INEE Conflict-Sensitive Education Pack and the INEE Minimum Standards. To promote equal access to education in a conflict-sensitive way, consider the following strategies. Support education programs and policies that make education accessible to everyone, including former child soldiers, internally displaced persons and refugees, host communities, speakers of different languages, and other excluded groups. Monitor and share information with beneficiaries and non-beneficiaries on activities that promote accessibility, as well as information on program conflict interactions. Do this especially when supporting education for groups who were previously excluded. Remove barriers to access such as school fees, lack of documentation, or certifications earned in other countries. Consider education strategies that address barriers to access caused by a generalized culture of violence, such as gender-based and sexual violence, providing psychosocial support as necessary. In conflict-affected settings, schools are sometimes unsafe and can often become targets for recruitment of child soldiers or bases for armed groups. However, schooling can also provide for children's protection and well-being. Here are a few examples of ways to deliver conflict-sensitive and protective education. Work with a wide variety of different community members to implement education activities in a way that protects teachers, learners, and the school environment. Keep learning environments and the routes to them free from violence and occupation. Link the education site to providers of other social services like health, psychosocial, and legal, so that teachers can connect children to appropriate professionals through referrals. Distribute protective information to teachers, students, and parents, such as the location and avoidance of mined areas, how to identify unexploded ordnance, or announcements of expected violence escalation. Finally, what can be done to ensure that education facilities and services are delivered in a way that is conflict-sensitive? Any response strategy should reflect the specific findings of the conflict analysis. Involve a wide range of different community members when making decisions about site location, construction, or restoration. Continually monitor community perceptions regarding construction to avoid unintended violent responses that arise from construction being perceived as favoring one group over another. In situations of generalized violence, consider the proximity and safe access for both males and females to learning environments, water points and latrines, and mark learning spaces with visible protective boundaries and clear signs. Establish the learning site as a protected environment through school and teacher codes of conduct and/or zones of peace.